Yep, yep, yeah. All right. We should be live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2021. I'm at the park. It's late afternoon here in the San Francisco Bay Area on the West Coast. Shortly after 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Hope you're all getting ready to celebrate the festivities tonight to bring in another amazing year into our lives. And today I have a very critical, crucial, important topic to discuss. That's going to be highly scrutinized by the people I'm going to be talking about. Now, I'm not going to be talking about any people in particular. I'm going to be talking about a certain type of person in general. But those of you out there that can associate yourself with this type of person I'll be discussing are going to be super triggered. Because I got to be honest with you folks, I am sick and tired of angry and bitter grown-ass adults behaving immaturely and attacking other people in this world, whether it be online or offline. I'm not just talking about online here on YouTube. That's a given. If you're a YouTuber, you're going to get crap from just about anybody, right? I can understand that, right? But even in some cases, or many cases out here on YouTube, people take it to the extreme because it's their way of creating drama and stirring up the pot to get attention. Okay, that guy's going that way. Let me go this way. I'm going to wait a few minutes for some more people to join. And then we will get right to it here. I just want to start off at the very beginning and say, folks, if you do go out tonight, please be safe and sane. If you drink, don't drive. Get a designated driver. Don't even drink a sip. Don't say, I'll just drink one and I'll be okay. You shouldn't do that on any day, but especially on New Year's Eve, where you have to be extra focused on the road, and you have to think about everyone else on the road and consider them being intoxicated and ready to react in case some other driver on the road swerves in front of you or something. You got to be prepared on a night like this. My personal advice is to just not go anywhere, stay home, snuggle up with your loved ones. If you're by yourself and you don't have any people around you, get on the phone with somebody. I'm sure you can talk with somebody on the phone that you care about. And just stay in and be safe and warm. It's pretty cold, almost everywhere this time of the year. It's actually cold here in the San Francisco Bay Area. But today, actually, when I got out of my car, it said 58 degrees. So it's a little bit warmer than it has been. It's been dipping down below 50 on these walks I've been doing lately, and it's getting into the low 40s, high 30s overnight. So snuggle up, stay warm, and stay safe. I used to go out on New Year's Eve in my younger days, in my 20s, with friends and stuff. And I remember even one year in my 20s, I got into my car and I drove to San Francisco, and I drove through the craziness on New Year's Eve because I just wanted to experience it, right? It was bumper to bumper traffic, lots of crazies driving crazy. But fortunately for me, give me a second here. Somebody's coming. But fortunately for me, nothing happened. Once I got into the city with my friends, I realized I just wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible. Let me let this dude get ahead a little bit. And just head back home, drop off my friends, and get to safety. It's not worth it, folks. It's not worth it. And I know there are some people out here that like to have fun and take risks on nights like these. And those are the types of people I'm going to be discussing here today, because these are the types of people that are angry and bitter regarding all aspects of their lives. And I've talked about this type of person before in the past, these types of people. It's one particular group, and I have broken it down into categories. And I want to be upfront and just say, look, I don't really want to categorize anybody, and I want to look at everyone as equal, whether you're a man or a woman, or regardless of your political party preference or views. I love you all. And I want to love you all, but some of you make it very difficult for us good folks to love you. And it's simply because of the fact that you are unhappy within your life, your personal life, your professional life, or both. And because you're unhappy, and instead of doing something to better those aspects of your life that you feel are lacking, you attack other people that you perceive to be in a better place than you. I've said this time and time again, I've said this before and I'll say it again, which is what I'm trying to say. My apologies for the jumbled words. I've just had a lot going on lately. I've been putting out a lot of pre-recorded videos. And it's that time of year, right? Tonight, I'm just going to hang out with my brother, my aunt, and my mother. They're all local. And we're going to hang out, till about midnight or so. And then I'm going to go back home and just relax. My lady lives over an hour away. And she's actually working, right now. So it's just not feasible or worth it for either one of us to drive the distance tonight. Even, I'd probably say anytime after 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, that's when the craziness happens. That's when the drunks get on the road. Some people start drinking early on New Year's Eve. So, after 6 or 7 p.m., I would just advise to not even get on the freeway. Only drive locally if you have friends or family that are very local to you, within 1 to 3 miles, I would say, maybe 5 miles at the most. And if you have to go somewhere, stay off the highway. The highway is where most of the accidents happen because people are driving very fast. Obviously, you can drive faster on the highway, but they're driving faster than even the speed limits on the highways. And that's where the issues happen. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it, folks. One night of fun, to bring in the new year. And here's the thing. I don't even think I'm going to even have a glass of champagne tonight. I don't feel the need to drink. I've had my fun days, drinking in my younger days. As I got older, I just realized it's not worth it for many reasons, It's just not worth it. Number one, you can get into an accident if you drive after you drink, and also not only hurt yourself, but hurt other people. But number two, you ruin your next day. You wake up hungover. You wake up with dry mouth. It just ruins the next day or two, right? And I just don't want to do that to myself. I got too much going on, and I'm too productive with what I'm doing right now, so I don't want to stop my productivity. You folks have to think about all that, right? Okay, I can understand when you're younger, you have a little fun, I get it, right? But to you grown-ass adults out there, you know, if you're if you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, by the time you hit 30, you should be thinking like I'm thinking. I'm not trying to force you to think the way I think, but that's just how I feel any grown-ass adult should think and handle things once you get into your 30s. Even though we're an adult technically when we're 18, nowadays I don't think men and women really become adults till they're like 30. Because we're still kind of childish and doing stupid shit in our 20s, right? Especially nowadays with the internet and smartphones, it's easier to do stupid shit because we have access at our fingertips wherever we're at. So anyway, it's a little bit about what I'm going to be doing. Again, Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. Again, please be safe and sane. Don't drink and drive. And be good to each other. I'll share a little bit more towards the end of the stream before I go off the air, probably in about an hour from now. So that is that. We got some kids on this side there. I'm hoping that they don't disrupt my show. Be an interesting way to end 2021. All right, folks, let's get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from Red Morton Park in beautiful Redwood City, California. I believe this is episode number 192. I forgot to check that before. I gotta wait for these kids to pass because they're all looking at me and they're spread apart. They're all walking apart. So I'm gonna come over this way. I think the parents are like trailing behind. This is episode number 192, I believe. I stand corrected. If I made a mistake, you can see it on the thumbnail and in the description section what episode it is, but it's all good. And today we're going to be discussing angry and bitter people will ruin. Hi. Angry and bitter people will ruin your life if you allow them to. Yeah, a couple of, I guess some older brothers are trailing behind the younger children. They're all going on a walk, and the older brothers, they waved at me. I think they asked me, am I walking? What does it look like I'm doing? I think they were trying to ask me, are you live streaming? Yes, I am. Are you on YouTube? Yes, I am. It's pretty obvious. Got this selfie stick in front of my face and a big microphone by my mouth. So yeah, angry and bitter people will ruin your life if you allow them to. There's somebody coming this way. There are lots of people actually walking today. Last couple days because it stopped raining out here. So it's great for a walk. Angry and bitter people will ruin your life if you allow them to. What inspired me to do this topic? Well, I'll be honest. My lady and what she went through today, or was going through at work today, inspired me to do this topic. Now, before I even get into this, for you, my lady, and for everyone else that's wondering, why I relate a lot of the topics to my lady, because she works in retail management as an assistant store manager. And I used to work in that industry in my younger days for almost 18 years. And I can relate to her. But also the issues that her and I both faced while we were working retail management are similar issues that affect everyone in all aspects of life. And so I'm running into people everywhere today. The dude walking his dog, he was like looking at me, what the hell is this thing in front of this guy's face? Well, brother, it's an iPhone 12 Pro Max. I'm sure he knew what I was doing. So yeah, a lot of these topics that I discuss are relevant to all aspects of life, right? And I'll even say this. I know there are some people that have made some comments, about me talking about my lady, for example, purposes and this and that. What is wrong with that? Number one, I'm not mentioning her name, so none of you know who she is. So you can't troll her or stalk and harass her family. And, to those people, if you're watching, stick around, because the type of people I'm going to be discussing here today, you're a part of that, right? So let me get to the story and share with you what happened. I got a text message earlier this afternoon from my lady while she was at her work. And I've kind of mentioned this before. We have mask mandates in most Bay Area counties where you have to wear a mask indoors, right? And you're not allowed to let people come in and shop unless they're wearing a mask. But from time to time, my lady will text me, or she'll let me know by phone later on that night, that there are certain people that are offended by that. Certain people feel like it violates their civil rights. And, that, it's not something that is really enforceable anyway. Well, number one, that's the furthest thing from the truth. It is enforceable. Okay? But number two, whether it is enforceable or not, okay, and whether you believe in the virus vaccine or not, I believe the virus is real and I believe in the vaccines. But a lot of these people that aren't wearing masks don't believe in all that, right? It's more so the minority, but even the minority can make a big enough stink, especially when the minority is the angry and bitter people I'm going to be discussing here today. Okay, so she had a customer that didn't wear a mask. It was a guy, okay? And she asked him to put on a mask, and, he got triggered. They have masks at her store that they give to people that don't bring one, right? Like most places do, right? As a courtesy and for safety, right? And he refused to do it. And this guy started, my lady told me he started calling her a Biden sucking bitch. I'm not going to say the other word because I don't want to get demonetized. I want to be as respectful, professional, and mature as possible. But this guy called her a, Joe Biden, our president, who's liberal, who's a Democrat, right? Okay. Called her a, the lower region of a man sucking, something like that, right? Like sucking up to Biden and stuff like that. So the moment that she told me that, I was thinking to myself, oh boy, This is one of those guys that claims to be a conservative, right? Has very conservative views, right? Is anti-vax and, is anti-believing that the virus is real, and is just an angry and bitter person, right? This is one of those people. I picked up on it because I've experienced this on YouTube and other aspects of my real life, right? This is a guy that probably says he's conservative and is anti anything liberal or Joe Biden and all that stuff, right? But the truth of the matter is, like I mentioned before, and I'll say it again here today, that people that say they're conservative and they act in that way as this guy did, and as many others have that claim to be conservative, they're not real true conservatives. They are actually the alt-right. They are the alternative right, the Trump supporters, right? And like I said before, there technically are, a few political parties, primarily the Democrats, the Republicans, right, the liberals and the conservatives. Then there are the independents, the moderates, right? Okay. But then there are these people, like this guy, and many others that I've encountered on and off of YouTube, on and off line in general, that claim to be conservative, right? But they're not. They're alt-right people, okay? And like I've said before, I've dealt with these people on YouTube. A lot of the trolls and haters. Now, babe, if you're watching this will give you a better understanding about why these trolls and haters make content on me and try to kick me down, right? Which I don't care. It doesn't matter. I ignore it. That's why it's not worth it. Let me wait for this guy to pass by. These people, and I say this with as much love as possible, but it's the only way to get people to understand this. And then the people that I'm talking about are going to be triggered. Why? Because I'm saying the truth. You folks are low-life scumbags. You folks are second or third class citizens. You folks are angry and bitter because maybe you're struggling to survive paycheck to paycheck, okay? Maybe you don't have as much as some other people have. So what do? Instead of working to better yourself and turn things around, right? You project and attack other people you perceive to be in a better position than you or are better than you, right? Okay? In the case of the mask mandate, it is a mask most states have the mask mandates, whether they're red or blue, okay? Red or blue, whether they're conservative states or, liberal states, right? Hang on, somebody was passing by. That's coming from a state government level, right? And a county level as well, too, okay? Not every county is liberal that has a mask mandate. There are conservative counties that have mask mandates. So those are mandates that need to be adhered to by everyone, regardless of your political party preference, regardless of whether you feel the virus or vaccine is real or not, right? But what do these people do? What do these people do? They go into a store, and all the employees are trying to do is abide by the rules. All my lady's trying to do is abide by the rules of the county. She's also trying to protect other people from getting sick. And here's the thing. To you people out there that don't believe that this is true, because it is true. It is real. This Omicron variant, there have been many more cases. And I'll even tell you this. I thought that I might have got it, even though I've been fully vaccinated with my first 2 shots of Pfizer. I went and got tested the other day, and because I haven't been feeling good lately, to be honest with you folks. But I know my body, and I'm thinking maybe it's just the flu, right? Because the flu still is going to go around on top of COVID, right? Or any variant of COVID, right? And thankfully, I didn't have it. I do have the flu. So, and you're probably wondering, hey, if you have the flu, Eli, then why are you out? Because I've taken medication and I heal quicker when I get out, bundle up, and I walk. This is part of my healing process here. Okay? But all my lady and other people are trying to do at the workforce, okay, is protect people from this virus, right? And then you get these people that come in, like I said, that are anti-vax and anti-virus, right? They don't believe in the virus, right? And they make up a big stink, right? And when you ask them to wear a mask, instead of them doing the right thing and putting on a mask, whether you believe in it or not, just to be a good, abiding person, right? Not only do they say, no, I'm not going to do it, they attack you and call you the BITCH word, and you're a Biden, C word sucking, liberal or whatever, right? So that's what this guy did. He called my lady those names. Now, number one, doesn't trigger me. Did it trigger her a bit? Sure. She number one, she's a lady, and I can understand it triggering her more than me because she's an emotional being, right? And normally it would trigger most people, right? Even another man in that situation, right? That guy called me a C-word sucking Biden suck up or whatever, right? Deep inside, yeah, it would get to anybody, right? But how would I handle it on the outside? This is what I would do. You have to kill him with kindness. I say, look, hey, sir, I understand. I respect your opinion. That's not how I feel. But, hey, I'm not here to create any issues. I have to abide by the county mandate. That includes people that don't believe in this, right? Now, what I would do in that situation, is say, sir, look, I need you to wear a mask, or, you have to remove yourself from the store politely. Don't react to it. And sometimes they might get triggered and say, oh, I'm going to call corporate and this and that, right? Okay. If they pull that thing, okay, this is how I would handle it. See, these mandates, yes, they are mandates, which I believe are not laws. So you can kind of look at them as a guideline, right? You can kind of look at them as a guideline and say, okay, this guy's causing issues. Trying to get him to wear a mask is escalating the issue, and it's keeping him in the store longer than if I just say, okay, go grab your stuff quickly and I'll check you out. But next time, you're going to have to wear a mask or we can't allow you in here, right? You see, sometimes you got to think outside the box. And you have to understand that there are aspects of life that, are flexible, like guidelines. Yeah, is it right to break the rules for him and allow him to, walk around the store? All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wait for those people to cross and go. So is it right to let that one person slide? Technically it isn't. But in that situation, that would have been the best way to diffuse the situation. Let them shop. Tell them, you know what? Go grab your stuff quickly, whatever you need. And then I'll check you out real fast. But in the future, I cannot let you in here without a mask. Right? Okay? Because if you sit there and you try to argue them and lay down the law, you're keeping them in the store longer. Right? You're also triggering someone that was already triggered about something not related before they even walked into the store. These people, these alt-right people, let's just call them that because that's the truth of the matter. That's my lady in the area where she works and lives in. There are liberals there, but there are also a lot of conservatives. She lives in a highly conservative area, or at least people that claim to be conservative. But the truth of the matter is, these people are not really conservative in my eyes. They're alt-right. These are the people that are like bar rats and low-life scumbags, and they're blue-collar workers. I'm not criticizing blue-collar workers, but these are the blue-collar workers that are angry and bitter. The blue-collar workers I respect are the men and women that will work a blue-collar job and just be happy and be happy people. But then you have those blue-collar workers that are angry and bitter because they really don't want to be doing blue-collar work, right? They do it because they feel they have no other options, but the truth of the matter is they have plenty of options. They can always make a career change. They can always take an online course and, learn to do something new. That's more white-collar work, right? But instead of thinking like that, they just continue to be angry and bitter, and they sink further and further, into anger, bitterness, and depression, right? So these people, like the guy that walked into my lady's store, okay, already didn't like himself before he walked in there, was already dealing with stupid shit before he went in there, right? Okay, maybe he's a guy that, is going through a divorce. Maybe, he just lost his job. Maybe he's not happy at his job. Maybe he has other issues stemming back to his childhood. Something's unresolved within that person. So before this guy even approached, or was approached by my lady when he wasn't wearing a mask, he was already in a shit state, right? So anything as small as asking him to wear a mask was going to further trigger his already heightened emotions, right? Okay? I'm trying to tell you folks, I've been saying this time and time again. Okay? Time and time again. I look at least here in the US, I feel we have three different types of people when it comes to political views, right? And even to the people that don't like politics or don't talk about politics or don't believe in politics or whatever, you're still one of these three categories, right? You're either going to be a liberal, you're going to be a conservative, or you're going to be on the alt-right, right? Or we could throw in a fourth one. You're more down the middle like myself. I do identify as a slight left liberal, but I'm actually more down the middle. Maybe even kind of like libertarian, right down the middle. Meaning that I like views from both sides that make sense, and I can't stand views from both sides that don't make sense. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't even care about the political party system. I think it's stupid. I think it creates more segregation within our government and our citizens, right? But that's the way the system is, so we just deal with it, right? Okay? So you have the liberals, you have the conservatives, you have the people down the middle, okay? Maybe call them libertarian or just down the middle, right? Middle of the road, right? Like me, okay? And then you have the alt-right, okay? And the alt-right, I don't really think has been acknowledged by our government as an official party, but it is a party that exists. Those 70 million people that voted for Trump, okay, those are people in the alt-right. Those are people, most of them, if not all of them, that behave in erratic ways compared to other citizens here in the U.S., okay? So now, to those of you out there that have had experiences like my lady has had, and I've had these experiences with people like that in person, but also out here on YouTube. I've dealt with many, many content creators that have attacked me for being, liberal, right? They call me a liberal sack of dog doo-doo, to be, professional and respectful. You know what I'm saying? A liberal sack of shit, right? Okay. And I used to let it kind of get to me because, I really didn't want to involve myself in politics. I've never really wanted to be involved that much with politics, but when I started, doing my coaching business and started spending time on YouTube, I started to realize how important it was to deal with this stuff, to learn more about it, right? And boy, did I learn a lot. I learned a lot because the people that were attacking me for many years on this platform, especially when I didn't know how to handle it, now I know how to handle it. These people are alt-right people. They're claiming to be conservative, but they're behaving in the same ways with the things they do on YouTube to other content creators, not only on YouTube, but attacking them in real life too, okay? They behave in the same ways as this guy behaved when he came into my lady's store, right? So again, these guys on YouTube, they have lots of issues in their life, okay? They're low-life scumbags. They're unattractive people, no disrespect. Just look at them. I just got a troll coming in here. I don't care. I'll address him. I don't care. It's the same super troll that's been trolling me all day, every day. Come on, dude. Do something brand new during the new year. Loads up his sock account 24 hours in advance. So he can subscribe for 24 hours, which is the minimum requirement to comment on my channel, on a live stream in the chat. And then he comes in here and says, they don't attack me. I'm two-faced. Well, sir, you're no longer welcome here, obviously, and you're going to get banned. But how am I two-faced? Right? See, when I ask you guys to be specific, in the past I used to do live stream panels with these guys. You see, this is another guy right here. For example, Babe and anyone else that's been dealing with these alt-right people, especially the men are worse than the women, right? The women on the alt-right, they can be kind of crazy. Like one of the craziest alt-right people, unfortunately, is in our Congress. And on the GOP side, Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's like the extreme alt-right version of an alt-right woman, right? But even most alt-right women aren't as bad as the alt-right men, right? This guy that came in here and decided to troll my chat, okay, take a stab at me and say that I'm two-faced. Whenever in the past I've been on live stream panels with these guys on my former channel years ago, I don't even give them the time of day anymore. I don't care. I would ask them, how am I two-faced, right? How in the world am I two-faced? And what have I done to you, right? Like, I'm assuming this guy is my super troll trolling me, right? But if he's somebody just out of the blue, right? Okay? I don't even know who you are. You're a sock account. You could be anybody. And you don't even really know who I am. I'm just some guy on YouTube that's doing videos and streams to try to help people get a better grip on their life. Right? I'm a positive person. I love to help uplift people, right? But see, it's the people like you, the alt-right, angry and bitter men, that are just so disgusted with what you see in the mirror, or you're disgusted with the job you have, or maybe the money you have or don't have, or you just don't love your life. You don't love who you are, right? And instead of taking some of my positive words of encouragement and doing something to turn your life around, you come out here and say I'm two-faced. Sir, you can call me two-faced all you want. I don't give a shit. You could call me every name in the book. I don't care. Those are just words, right? Those are just words, right? But here's the thing with these alt-right men, right? These alt-right people, but primarily the men, right? These are very angry and bitter people that now come on the internet and they project onto people like myself, right? So what have I said in the past? What have I, told them? I said, look, if you saw me in person, would you say the same thing to me? And if you did say the same thing to me in person, what do you think would happen? You see this right there? This is what would happen. You see that Redwood City police car? They're everywhere. Because some of these people are loony enough to come and attack you in person just for stating your opinion or trying to help people better themselves. Primarily by staying away from people like you. The angry and bitter alt-right people. Primarily the angry and bitter alt-right men, right? See, here's the thing. I'm not mad at you for coming here to troll me. I'm not mad at you for anything at all, right? I actually would love to help you turn that shit attitude around. But see, the more and more I call you out on it with love, the more it triggers you because you know I'm right. I'm not even trying to be right. I don't care if you're right and I'm wrong, but in this case, I'm right. That's just the truth. I've got a video I'm releasing tonight, folks. No bedtime stories with Eli. And I'm taking a hiatus from bedtime stories with Eli. I've got a video I'm releasing tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. An hour before the ball goes down on the East Coast. It's about the angry and bitter manosphere of men, and they need to stop, acting childish on YouTube in 2022. And I'm going to take a more active stance to do my part and raise as much awareness to the good men out there that are trying to, live a good, positive life, to stay away from your angry and bitter, drama-centric channels where all you guys are doing is projecting your insecurities instead of working on yourselves and creating better content to more so uplift men, not to, try to keep them at your level or, continue saying nasty things about women because you're just angry and bitter about your past. Why don't you turn it around? Turn it around. Become a better person. Become a better version of yourself. But this is the thing, folks. This has become a big problem. I just I kind of semi-banned CNN ever since they canned Chris Como. I really like Chris Como. But I tune in every now and then. I keep it on in the background because I look at the ticker. And it updates me on stats regarding, the vaccination status and all that, right? The number of deaths, new cases, and percentage of people fully vaccinated. We finally just reached 62%, fully vaccinated here in the U.S. And I believe we need to reach 70% to hit herd immunity. And ever since that number creeped over 59 into the 60s, it's taken months for it to just go up. Somebody's coming over there. And why has it taken months for us to get closer to reaching herd immunity? It's because of these alt-right people that are anti-vax and anti-belief that the virus is real. How many more people have to die for you folks to believe this shit's real? You know, I've said this before and I'll say it again because I'm just tired of angry and bitter people. I believe in freedom of speech, right? And I believe people should have the right to say, you know, what they want to say, with one exception. When you have crazy lunatics that are harming a bunch of people with misinformation, they need to be silenced. If you haven't noticed, folks, over the last several years, where many content creators out here on YouTube have been silenced and removed, right? If you look at these creators, okay, a lot of people say, "Oh, YouTube's against the conservative speech," right? No, they're not. No. Let me tell you, those creators like Alex Jones and Stefan Molyneux and other people like Steven Crowder and all those people that I think Steven Crowder's hanging on by a thread still. Probably will get silenced soon. The reason why they're getting silenced is because they're not conservatives. They're alt-right people. These are people in my where in my opinion they are spreading out so much hate and misinformation that it is more so harming people. It's not only harming the integrity of the YouTube platform, it's harming innocent people in general with the lies and conspiracy theories that they're spreading. And they're not even mentioning them as conspiracy theories. They're saying that whatever they're saying is true. Maybe if they said, okay, this is just my conspiracy theory, YouTube would have kept them, right? But these guys come out and turn conspiracy theories into, they make them appear real, right? They say this is actually what's happening. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. Some of the things I've heard these people say make me wonder where their marbles are at up in their head, right? We have a group of people here in the U.S. and probably globally, every country has their version of the alt-right. Okay? If you look at the alt-right, if you look at the people in the alt-right, and this is with no disrespect, I wish these people would become better people, because I don't have any hate for even people in the alt-right. I just don't like what you're doing. You guys, yes, the alt-right is the minority, but still, they're about 20 to 25% of the population. And these people are making more noise than the rest of the population, right? They're 25% of the population is making more noise than the rest of the population. And why is that? Why is that? You guys are complaining that the rest of the population is doing everything, you know, the wrong way, or we're sucking up to liberals or Joe Biden or whatever, right? Okay? The truth of the matter is this. The 25% of the people that are making the most noise, the alt-right people, they're just angry and bitter and hateful people. And you want to know who they hate the most? They hate themselves the most, right? Any human being out there that truly loves who they are as a person wouldn't have the heart or desire to attack or say anything hateful to another human being, right? Okay? Give me a second. I'm passing by some people here. All right. And here's the thing. The guy that was at my lady's work, right? That called my lady the B word, the female dog word, right? And said she's a Biden suck up, whatever, right? Biden suck up B word, female dog, right? Okay. It's bad enough when men like this attack other men, but it's absolutely fucking pathetic when they attack another woman. You know, any man that legitimately calls a woman the B word, and attacks another woman and says hateful things to another woman, I don't want to say something that'll get my video removed, but just think about the worst. You guys are the biggest sissies. You guys are the biggest pansies. Where you just can't understand that women are emotional beings and they respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment, right? They were biologically made to not be able to handle these things in the same ways as men do. Now, some women have sucked it up and they've learned to become stronger, but it's out of their natural essence. And if you as a man can't understand that and you still attack a woman with your words for any reason, or attack a woman physically, verbally, or mentally, you're an idiot. You're not a real man. You're not a strong guy. Because a strong man would never fucking feel the need to harm a woman in any way, even if she's trying to harm him. A strong man would just get away, would defend himself and get away, or just walk away. I've shared this story before. I'll share it again. When I was in grammar school, there was this one chick. I remember her name. I'll just mention her first name. It's a common name. Try to hunt her down, trolls. I don't care if you did. Her name was Maria. She was actually pretty cute, right? I remember like in 8th grade, like she would pick on me, right? She would come up and slap me like on the face and punch me, right? And this chick was pretty strong, actually. I mean, I could have taken her easily. Don't get me wrong, right? But I sat there and let her slap me and punch me, right? Every now and then. And the guys would say, dude, how can you let her do that to you, dude? Dude, why don't you set her straight? Tell her who's boss. You know, I told these guys in 8th grade, this is how well I was raised. I told them, I don't hit women. Yeah, but she's hitting you. You can defend yourself. I'm defending myself by just ignoring it and not feeding into it and turning away and walking away. Yeah, but it's making you look like a sissy. I don't care. I don't hit women, right? So throughout half that year, she kept doing that every now and then, right? And then eventually she got caught by the teacher. Got detention for it, right? Well, let's fast forward years later, right? Graduated 8th grade, went to high school, graduated high school. After high school, I ran into her because she happened to live in my area during that time. I ran into her, and she came up to me. And, they knew me as Elias back then. People didn't start calling me Eli until my Costco days. I got that nickname from a former friend of mine that passed away all of a sudden 10 years ago. That's another story for another time. But I ran into her. And she goes, Elias, is that you? I said, yeah. Hey, Maria, how you doing? She goes, it's really nice to see you. And I want to apologize to you. And I knew what she wanted to apologize for, but I said, for what? You know, the days in grammar school where I used to smack you and hit you and stuff like that, right? I apologize for that. I said, you know what, Maria, it's no big deal. I said, I probably deserved it at times because, I was a little shit back then, and maybe I still am right now. She goes, nobody deserves that. You didn't do anything to deserve that. But she told me, furthermore, she goes, you know what I respect about you more so is the fact that you didn't hit me back or you didn't attack me. You walked away from it, and everyone else was trying to say that you're a sissy, but you're actually a real man. A real man doesn't hit a woman. And I apologize for being immature back then. I said, no problem. I told her, I said, well, nice to see you. I got to get going. I gave her a hug, right? Now, in that situation, I could have probably, I think I was single during that time. I think she was too. I could have probably tried to hook something up and take that situation and try to have a little fun with her. But I was like, no, you know what? Let's close that chapter, right? It's a good ending, right? The last thing I want to do is get with a woman like that, right, romantically, and then it doesn't work out, and then it just rehashes all the crappy stuff. You have to think about that, guys and gals. You have to think about, you know, where to take, certain things with certain people and where to cut things off, right? Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat, folks. I'm on my last lap. We are at 55 minutes. Most of 2022 is going to be, for me, it's going to be about cleaning up the manosphere on YouTube. I haven't decided if I'm going to go full force on it or spend some of my time on it, but at least I'll be spending some of my time on it. I'm sick and tired. I am sick and tired of angry and bitter people doing the stupid shit that's harming the majority nowadays. It's both men and women, but it's primarily more so the men. It's more so the men, right? And it's more so the men that say they're conservative, but they're actually alt-right. The alt-right people have had the biggest voice on social media. Not because they deserve it, because they whine and complain more than anybody, because they don't like any laws, they don't like any rules, they don't believe that viruses exist, they don't believe anything. Let's put it to you this way, they're anti-government, right? And like I've said before in the past, I'm not too fond of some of the things that our government has done, right? But I also appreciate many of the things they've done. And if we didn't have government in our country and in this world, these alt-right people, especially these alt-right, angry and bitter, mentally and emotionally unstable men, they would shoot everybody. Because it would be legal to shoot and kill people. These angry and bitter, mentally and emotionally unstable, alt-right men that say they're conservative, but they're not, because real conservatives wouldn't do this, right? Then they say they're patriots, and they're not. They're not patriots. Patriots don't behave this way, right? Most of these men would just shoot everybody like me. I'd be dead, right? They'd shoot everyone. Except other alt-right people that believe in exactly how they feel about things, right? These are the types of people, these alt-right men primarily, these are the types of people that if you don't agree exactly with what they believe in, okay, they will make your life miserable. They will project their insecurities onto you. They will make you feel like you're the one at fault when you didn't do anything wrong at all. You didn't do anything, right? But where's the problem? How these alt-right people, like the guy that went into my lady's store, I told her, I said, look, I sent her a text back, I said, look, babe, we'll talk more tonight about this, but for now, look, like I've been telling you, ignore these people, don't react to them, and if they make that big of a deal out of it, let them get their items real quick, check them out, and get them out of the store, and then tell them they need to wear a mask the next time, right? Because here's the thing. These alt-right people are so angry and bitter. And what happens at a store level, like at a retail store level? These people can complain. And even if their complaints are not valid, corporate holds that against the employee, right? These angry and bitter alt-right people, when they don't get their way with good people like myself and my lady, they try to fire us. There have been people that have been trying to, like these alt-right people that are anti-vax and all that, and they don't want to wear a mask, they've been trying to get my lady fired. They've called corporate. When all she's trying to do is do her job and abide by the rules and be a good citizen, right? These alt-right people that attacked me out here on YouTube and still kind of do to this day, but I ignore it now and I learned how to deal with it, right? I'm just doing my own thing. But these alt-right people on YouTube, not only did they do things to myself online here, and when I was running the former channel with my ex-girlfriend, not only did they come after her, they came after my family, my brother, my mother, my aunt. They came after my professional network. Not only did these people put out stuff online that is against the law and breaks the terms of service of YouTube, they took it into real life. They stalked me many times, right? They did all this crazy stuff. Why? Why did they do that, right? And why me? Why? Because I'm not alt-right. I don't believe in pretty much anything these people say or do, right? And all I've been trying to do is bring positivity into people's lives, right? But this is another, interesting fact about these alt-right people. They're so angry and bitter and unhappy and miserable, right? That they cringe at any sight of anyone else's happiness, like mine, right? These are the types of people that look for happiness in anyone, and they try to ruin your happiness and then make content off of you, right? Or even if it's not even about content, they do it because they feel that if they can't have what they want, you shouldn't deserve to have something good that you want, right? I got some people coming here, so I am trying to work my way around and stay by the lights because at least that's giving me some lighting here. I'm on my last lap and it's dark. I started this late. So literally these people, these alt-right people, if you encounter them and you disagree with them in any way, shape, or form, and don't have the same exact beliefs, right? Or if you try to lay down the law on them, like with the mask mandates, they will do whatever they can to retaliate on the spot. And they'll go as far as trying to get you fired simply because all you were trying to do is do your job and follow a county and state mandate, right? And to the people, the good people that deal with these alt-right people in these situations, you need to learn to rise above it. You need to learn to, number one, not get triggered by these people. Kill them with kindness. And if they just won't stop, if they just won't put on a mask for this example, right? Say, look, I can get in trouble for doing this. Go ahead and grab your items real quick, and I'll check you out real fast. I got to get you out of the store as soon as possible. But the next time, I will not be able to have you shop here without a mask. Tell them, look, if law enforcement walked in here and saw me doing this, I could lose my job for this, or my company could get fined for this or get shut down. Right? That's all you can do. Right? But you got to understand, with these people, every little thing triggers these alt-right people, especially the alt-right men. Every little thing. When the nicer you are to them, the more triggered they get because they're trying to trigger you. Why? Because they're already unhappy and miserable before they even walked into that store or wherever they're at, right? Before you encounter them, right? They're already unhappy and miserable, right? So even if you're being nicer to them, they're getting more triggered deep within, right? Because they're unhappy within themselves and they're not happy that you're in the happy place they wish they could be in, right? It's a projection, right? If you let these people trigger you, you are in essence giving them what they want and you're destroying yourself. You're letting them ruin your life. It could cost you your job. It could cost you your relationship. That happened to me in the past. Okay? It can cost you everything. These are the types of people, they're low-life scumbags. They're mentally and emotionally unstable people. They're second or third class citizens. A lot of them are living in poverty, and I'm not trying to be critical or attack them. I'm just stating the facts. This is how they see themselves because that's who they are. And they're unhappy about it, and rather than them turning their lives around, they don't do a thing about it, so they stay in that state. And they feel that because, they can't have what you have, you shouldn't be able to have it either, right? But again, feeding into these people is exactly what they want. And if you let them get to you, if you let them trigger you, not only will you lose that battle, you'll lose a lot more than that. It'll cost you. These people are people that play the system. These people are people that skate the law. These are people that are fighting for survival because they're the bottom of the barrel, right? I'm trying to get you folks out there that have struggled in situations like these at work or even, outside of work. And when you encounter these types of people, the best thing you can do is defuse the situation as quickly as possible and disassociate yourself. If you have friends like this, you got to disassociate yourself, remove yourself, and move on. Because if you don't, you're going to put yourself in an extremely toxic environment, and the longer you stay in it, the longer you're going to risk losing it all. And eventually, if you stay in it long enough, you will lose it all. It'll cost you everything. And all you're trying to do is do the right thing. These people are system players. These people, like I said, are bottom of the barrel, low-life scumbags that are fighting for survival. And they're surviving by pulling these methods on as many people as possible. Don't be their next victim. Don't be their next victim. Excuse me. Let me see. Oh, that's beautiful. I can see the flags from here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Let's see here. It's beautiful. California Republic and U.S. flag. I could sit here on this and look at this. Look at them wave. That is so beautiful. God bless America. We certainly need it. If you didn't hear that, I think it might have gone offline for a second. God bless America. We certainly need it. I want to take the last 7 to 10 minutes of this walk and try to make this statement one more time. I'm going to continue moving forward in 2022 to turn things around and help people become more positive and happy. Okay? Be good to everybody. Be good to each other, folks. I know many people are going through things. Many people are struggling. But attacking other people and kicking other people down is not, it's not the right way to turn that around. It's not going to fix the situation. It's not going to, take care of the underlying issue, right? It might make you temporarily feel better for a minute or two, right? Because you gave someone a piece of your mind and you attacked them, but did they really even deserve that attack, or are you just projecting, right? I understand all of this because I've experienced this, throughout my entire life. I used to be someone that would project, like in my teens and 20s, I was the projector. I've said this before, I'll say it again. As I got older, into my late 20s, mid to late 20s, especially early 30s, I started to realize how I was coming off. I started to realize that I was treating people in ways I didn't want to be treated. I was a hypocrite. In that situation, to you trolls, I was a hypocrite. When I'm a hypocrite, when I've made mistakes in the past, and even I make some mistakes in the present sometimes, I admit my mistakes. I own them, right? I think one of the things these people that are struggling to be better people need to do is own up to your mistakes. You alt-right people, you alt-right men, it's the men more so than the women. Some of the women are pretty crazy too, but the worst people here in the U.S. I have to say are the men that are alt-right. Basically, if you don't know what the alt-right is, the men out here that support Donald Trump, these are these types of people. They need the most help. These are the people that just don't own up to anything. They never, ever admit their faults, right? And then they come and project onto me and say that I'm two-faced, like that troll said earlier. And they don't give me any examples on how I'm two-faced. How am I two-faced? Right? How am I two-faced? I'm not here to harm anyone, including you. All I want to do is share my uplifting, positive content to help people better their lives, to help motivate them to create greatness in their life and become something great, right? Including you folks, right? So how in the world am I two-faced, right? So you call me two-faced, you call me all these names, but you never give me any examples that are valid to validate your statement, right? All you're doing is projecting because I'm a happier and better person than you are, because I choose to live my life that way. But I wasn't always that way. At one point, more so in my younger days, I was behaving just like you guys. And I worked through it. And I became a better man and a better person, right? But now you got these guys in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s that behave like I did when I was in my teens and 20s. They still haven't snapped out of it, right? And furthermore, they're coming out here on YouTube and trolling chats with fake names. We call them sock accounts, fake accounts without their real name, because they're not man enough to face me with their real name on their face. Right? The first thing you guys need to do, if you want to turn it around, is this. If you're going to talk shit about another man or another person, then show your damn face. And put your name out like I do. Right? How can you expect me to validate anything you say is true, even if it is, if I don't know who you are? If you're some nameless and faceless person, that's a troll, right? This is the group of people here that needs to be avoided like the plague, in my opinion. The alt-right men, primarily. I'm not even going to throw in the women. Some of the women, like I said earlier, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, there are some women like her in the alt-right that behave like these men, but the majority of the alt-right women that are Trump supporters, they don't even behave like Marjorie Taylor Greene or like these men or like Donald Trump, right? Okay? It's the alt-right men that are the ticking time bombs. It's the alt-right men that are mentally and emotionally unstable. Why do you think these guys, attacked the Capitol on January 6th of, I'll say this year, it's about to be last year because it's about to become New Year's Day in a few hours. By the time you watch this on a replay, if you're watching on a replay, it'll be New Year's Day. But on January 6th, 2021, it was these alt-right men, these alt-right mentally and emotionally unstable men that attacked the Capitol. How many women did you see attacking the Capitol? I saw none, right? Why in the world would you attack the Capitol? Even if you're your president at that time, Donald J. Trump, told you to do so subliminally, right? Right? Why would you do that? A real man would not want to harm anyone or anything, even if you have a difference of opinion, right? Real men don't attack other men or hurt other men or women or people because of a difference of opinion. They just respectfully disagree and they move on. But these guys aren't real men. They're sissies. They're whiners. They're complainers. They're the underachievers. But are they capable of accomplishing a lot more? Most, yes, some not. The ones that continue to project and attack other people, especially in their 40s and 50s and 60s, those are the ones that have just given up on life. They're probably too far gone. So you got to avoid those people like the plague. If you're working a retail job, or you're working at a restaurant, or if you encounter any of these people, wherever you encounter them, online or offline, and they start coming at you in unreasonable ways, watch this video again, this live stream replay, and see how similar that person you encountered is to the types of people I described here in this video or on the stream, right? And then you got to ignore them like the plague. You got to just ignore them. You got to walk away from them, and they're going to keep trying to come at you. Like a lot of these people out here on YouTube, even though I don't talk about them anymore, I've done my own thing, they still try to thumb me down. They still make videos on me every now and then. They still talk smack about me. And most of it's not true. And even the parts that are true, who cares? I don't care. And you shouldn't care either, folks. Don't let these people get to you. These are low-life scumbags. These are low-life, mentally and emotionally unstable scumbags. Second-class citizens. It's primarily the angry and bitter alt-right men. That's all I'm going to say. I haven't done a live stream here in a while, and if you see over there, this is a wide-angle shot. That house over there is in collaboration with the park every year, and they have the lights on. And this is the coolest thing this year. I think I showed this on a stream like a week ago or so. Look at that. SF, San Francisco. That is sweet. That is so sweet. Let's see if I can get a good shot of that. I'm my own cameraman too. Do everything myself. Not easy being a YouTuber, folks. But I love it. I enjoy it. That's beautiful. Try to zoom out a little bit. Got a nice wide-angle shot with the 12 Pro Max. 12 Pro Max and the 13. They've got great cameras. I mean, this is at night. Low light compensation. This actually looks pretty cool in the dark. All right, folks. I'm gonna get on out of here. Gotta go grab something to eat, and then head on over to spend time with my family a little bit. My aunt, my brother, my mother. Bring in the new year. Come back home. Talk with my lady, and do it all over again tomorrow. I'm probably going to do a live stream, a walking stream tomorrow from somewhere at some point. I've got more content coming, folks. Like I said, at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, I've got a video, a 37-minute video coming out that I recorded from my couch, sporting my new Under Armour sweatpants. Under Armour is like the best brand, period. Like, I got some really good deals on some Under Armour beanies and sweatpants and shirts. Like these are normally like 60, 70 bucks a pop for the sweats. I got them for like half price. The quality is amazing. That's why the NFL endorses them. They're better than Adidas. Like I've got my Adidas sweats on right now. It's too dark to see them, right? I got some newer Adidas sweats, but these Under Armour ones are thicker and they're going to last longer. They're just amazing quality. So sporting my Under Armour shirt, I had a nice black Under Armour shirt, silky type of shirt, and silky type of black pants. I've got my legs spread, just kicking back on my couch. Fully clothed though, so hey, I'm all compliant, right? Okay. And discussing the manosphere, and my message out to the manosphere that you guys need to just grow the hell up in 2022. Stop being childish. Stop acting childish in 2022. Make that your New Year's resolution. Tomorrow I'm going to have another video I am releasing. Happy New Year video with some channel updates regarding the future content coming. So you're probably going to get a live stream tomorrow at some point in the middle of the day because it's not going to rain, and you're going to get another video in the evening, a Happy New Year video, probably later on in the evening, and then we'll go from there. So that's it, folks. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year's Eve and Happy New Year to everybody. I will not be going live from the studio later tonight. This is the New Year's Eve live stream. Please be safe and sane. Please don't drink and drive. Okay? If you're going to go somewhere, keep it local. Stay off the freeway if you can avoid it. Even if it takes you longer to get home, taking the back roads, take the back roads. Try to avoid the freeways at all costs. Expect sobriety checkpoints everywhere. Think ahead, folks. That's the thing with many people. People don't think ahead. I got to do a stream on that or a video on that. People just don't think ahead. You got to plan ahead. You've got to expect the unexpected, right? And be prepared in all situations. So with that being said, once again, Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Happy New Year's Day. Again, enjoy it with your friends and your family and be safe. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye, and as always, be good to each other.